Once upon a time, in the village of Kutuenji, there lived a man and his family. The man, named Agbajelola, is father to 4 children, born to him by 2 wives. Though late, the first wife had only 1 child, a boy. The first wife, Aralola, lost her life while trying to give birth to her second child after so many years of waiting. Her inability to give Agbajelola more children was what made him take Agbeke as his second wife. Agbeke gave him 3 children, Adesida, Irewole, and Adejoke, in quick succession. All the 4 children loved one another. They were inseparable and always looked out for one another. But Agbeke would have none of it. To prevent the children from spending time together, she makes sure that Adeleke is always occupied with one chore or the other. Chores that were most times too much for his age. And to top it off, he mustn't eat his meal until he has finished his chores. This means that he most times only ate 1 meal throughout the day because he was always behind in his work. Very soon, the poor boy started looking malnourished, but Agbeke never cared about him. She was known to rain curses on him whenever she felt like he was slacking on his work. One day, she went to the market and left the children at home. She told her children that they could go play with other children in the village if they felt like it. But for Adeleke, she brought out a heap of clothes for him to wash. She instructed him to wash the dirty plates and also clear the overgrown bush in their little garden behind the house. Agbeke showed her children their lunch. When the children saw that there was no food for Adeleke, Adesida, the oldest of her 3 children, asked her, but she told him not to worry, that he doesn't deserve it. Then she left for the market. As soon as she left, her children left the house to play in the village square where other children were playing. Adeleke was left alone at home with his chores as his companion. But he could hear the voices of the children playing in the square, as it wasn't far from their house. He listened with longing, and after a little while, he left the clothes he was washing just to go see what games the children were playing. He got to the square. He saw the happy faces of the children and he wished he could join in. He stood at the edge of the square until Adejoke caught sight of him and went over to pull him to join them. He was reluctant and told her that he had a lot to do at home, but she insisted that he could play for a few minutes. He was tempted, so he allowed himself to be pulled along. Time went by. And before Adeleke realized it, it was already evening. Oh, he wished the ground would open up and swallow him, because he knows what his stepmother would do to him. He ran back home, and as he was about to enter the compound, he heard his stepmother calling his name in a very loud voice. He moved closer, and a resounding slap hit him on the side of his head. It brought him to his knees. She continued to rain blows on him. There was no one to rescue him from her, because all the men had gone to the farm or gone hunting, while the women had not returned from the market. He managed to get away from her. He ran into the nearby bush, panting, with scratches and bumps all over his body. He ran till his legs could no longer carry him. Then he fell at the foot of a huge tree, weeping profusely. He wept till he was hoarse, his body racked with sobs. When the weeping subsided, he lifted his head, and right beside him sat a very pretty woman. She smiled at him in a very reassuring way, but he was scared. She told him to not be afraid, that she was there to help him. She reached up to remove a necklace from her neck. She handed it to him and said anytime he needs help, all he has to do is to hold the pendant and say whatever he needs. She told him to return home. He told her that his stepmother was waiting to beat him when he got back home. She reassured him not to worry, that things will get better. He turned to go home. He took a few steps forward, then he stopped. He turned around to tell the woman thank you, but he saw that she was no longer there. He took to his heels out of fear. He didn't stop until he got to their doorsteps. He fell panting, breathless, to the floor. His siblings ran to him, asking him what the problem was. Agbeke also came, but instead of her to show remorse for being wicked to him, she only said, "Oh, you are back. You have escaped today's punishment. You won't be so lucky next time." She walked into her room and closed the door. The next day, she woke Adeleke up very early. There was no cockcrow to be heard. She told him that he had to continue from where he stopped yesterday. She also added more to his workload. She then told him that he is expected to finish his work early because she wants him to accompany her to the market. Adeleke took one look at everything she told him to do and burst into tears, knowing fully well that he wouldn't be done by then. He sat down and started crying. He then remembered the necklace given to him by the mystery lady. He picked it off his chest and rubbed it between his fingers and mouthed what he wanted to do. Out of nowhere, two young ladies appeared and without a word to him started doing his chores. By the time Agbeke would return, she was shocked to see that he was done with everything she told him to do. She kept on wondering if her children came to assist him when she went to get ready for the market. When she asked her children, they told her that they didn't help him. They were asleep. In fact, she was the one who woke them up. This disturbed Agbeke. She kept on wondering how Adeleke was able to finish all the work in such a short time. Well, she decided to find out, even if it was the last thing she would do. Off to the market they went. They experienced good sales and they returned home. On getting home, Agbeke brought out all the clothes in her room. She called Adeleke and said he had to wash all the clothes again because he didn't wash them well and she couldn't wear them like that. The boy, who was hoping for a restful evening, could not believe his eyes and ears. He sat down speechless. When Agbeke walked back into her room, Adeleke quickly rubbed the necklace and the two young ladies appeared again and started doing the washing for him. Suddenly, Agbeke walked back into the yard. She snatched the necklace off his neck and the two ladies disappeared. Unknown to Adeleke, she hadn't gone into her room as he had thought. She hid somewhere to see what was going to happen. When she got inside, she smiled to herself at the thought of what she was going to do with the necklace. She thought that if it could bring help to Adeleke, then it could do anything she wished it to do. She remembered her friend, Eri's mother, who came to share the news of her husband acquiring more land to her. She thought to herself that Eri's mother won't be able to brag to her anymore. Agbeke actually thought that Eri's mother is a braggart. That wasn't true at all. Eri's mother was genuinely sharing her good news with someone she considered a good friend. So, Agbeke kept the necklace safely under her pillow and went to bed. The next morning, she got up excitedly. She locked the door to be sure no one entered. Then she brought out the necklace from under her pillow. She rubbed it in between her palms like she had seen Adeleke do and said what she wanted the necklace to do for her. But to her surprise, a portal opened and suddenly she was sucked right into it, never to be seen again. The family was sad, but Adeleke experienced peace for the remaining part of his childhood. Thank you for watching. Please like and share this video. Click on the subscribe button if you are not yet subscribed. Click on the notification bell to get notified each and every time a new video is uploaded. Till next time, bye for now.